Jackson's Bear. Written by Jill McDougall. Illustrated by John Bennett. It was Jackson's first day at his new school in a new country, and he hadn't made any new friends yet. To begin the day, the teacher asked everyone to draw the biggest bear they could think of and color it in. Jackson thought he would draw an enormous grizzly bear and color it brown. He was just about to color the last paw when his brown pencil snapped. "Hurry up, Jackson," said a gruff voice. "Finish coloring me quickly." Jackson looked down at his picture. "Did you say something, Bear?" he asked, frowning. "You forgot to color my paw, Jackson," answered Bear. "I'm sorry," whispered Jackson. "My brown pencil broke." "Is red okay?" "Yes, I love red," answered Bear. Jackson's bear looked very good. He was all brown except for one red paw. "Thank you, Jackson," said Bear. And with a gigantic shake, he walked out of Jackson's picture. "That's better," he said. "I wasn't able to move until I was all colored in." Bear jumped to the edge of Jackson's desk. "Don't fall off," whispered Jackson, holding his hand out to stop Bear from falling. "I won't," said Bear. "I just want to look at the other bears." All the other students had colored their bears brown. "I'm the only one with a red paw," said Bear, holding his red paw high so all the other bears could see it. "Shoo!" "Put your paw down," whispered Jackson. "The teacher will think you want to leave the room." "I do," said Bear, jumping up and down. "I want to leave this room and go and see the whole wide world." "You'll have to wait until lunchtime," whispered Jackson. He grabbed Bear and put him in his pocket. At lunchtime, Jackson showed Bear around the playground. Bear asked Jackson question after question. "What are those children doing?" asked Bear, pointing to a group of children. "They're swinging on the bars," answered Jackson. "What about those children?" asked Bear, pointing to another group of children. "They're climbing a wall," answered Jackson. After a while, Jackson and Bear sat down on a wooden seat near a drain. Suddenly, a strange sound came from the drain. "Krog! Krog!" "What goes krog, krog?" asked Bear. "I don't know," answered Jackson, "but it might be a drain monster." Bear looked down the drain. "Ah," he said, "I see what it is." And he slid down into the drain. "Wait," cried Jackson. "The monster might get you." But it was too late, and Bear was gone. Jackson waited and waited for Bear to come back. He hoped the drain monster hadn't eaten his new friend. A long time passed, and just as the lunch break ended, Jackson heard Bear's voice. He came out of the drain, wet and dirty. In his paw was a scrap of folded paper. "Krog," said the paper. "Open it," said Bear. "Let's look inside." But there was no time. Later in the afternoon, Jackson put the wet scrap of paper on his desk and spread it out. It had a picture of a frog with large eyes, a fat green body, and fat green toes. Frog looked at Jackson with sad eyes. "See," said Bear, "he's sad because he's not all colored in, and he can't move around." Sure enough, someone had colored the frog except for one toe. "What color shall I make his toe?" Jackson asked Bear. "What about yellow?" replied Bear. "Crog," said Frog, loudly. "He wants a red one like my paw," said Bear. So, Jackson finished coloring the frog's toe. And then, just as the home time bell rang, Frog gave a gigantic shake. He hopped straight out of the picture, just like Bear had done in the morning. "What goes ring, ring?" asked Frog. "That's the bell," answered Jackson. "It's time to go home." Jackson packed up his things and put Frog and Bear in his pockets. Tomorrow he would show them around his new school. Perhaps tomorrow some other children would join them. Then, Jackson would have some real friends to talk to